I'm gonna turn myself into an e-girl. Hi, if you don't know this by now, I'm Miss H. Or Miss Hollingsworth, but you know that's a mouthful, so we're just gonna go with Miss H. And today, I'm gonna be talking about citing evidence and why it's important, but also turning myself into an e-girl because times are hard, especially when you're sitting at home and it's kind of boring. And Miss H gets kind of sad just sitting at the computer, not doing anything with her face anymore. To start off, I should probably ask the question, what is citing evidence? Or even, what does the words cite and evidence mean? Well, based off a quick Google search, the word cite actually means a verb that means to call upon officially or authoritatively to appear as before a court, or to quote by way of example, authority or proof. Okay, so basically just saying, I have proof, blah, 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 and I'm bringing it to you. Also, I'm prepping my eyelids to put some makeup on it, as you can tell. And although you guys might know what evidence is, I thought I'd Google that one too, which is an outward sign or indication to something that means proof. So in other words, citing means to pull upon proof, and evidence is your proof. So think of it as like Sherlock Holmes or any other detective or crime TV or movie, whatever. And in order to, say someone is guilty or find you're, criminal, you have to have your proof in order to say that, yes, this is the person that did it. Here is, the ash marks on their fingers from when they committed arson, which is a vocab word for you 8th graders, in case you wanted to know. So why would you 8th graders need to know how to cite evidence or how to cite proof? Well, I'm glad you asked. Also, sorry if you hear music in the background. Rachel Sue Song, my lovely friend, got me into Hadestown the musical, and now I'm just like obsessed with it. So if you see me singing, sing along with me. So most of you have read the book Z for Zachariah, or at least should have. And along with that book, you had multiple assignments that required you to answer a couple questions and give your reasonings and, basically asking you, how do you know this information? And in order to show me that you know this information, a great way to do that is to cite your evidence. I know, crazy thought, okay? But hang on with me for a second. So what citing evidence does when you're answering those questions, it forces you guys to look back into the text and find the answers to the question in your own words. So for example, if I were to say that James Charles is the best makeup YouTuber, whatever, in the world, and you guys don't agree, I would be like, hold up, here's my evidence. Look at this eye look. Isn't it immaculate? Okay, this is my evidence. This is me citing my evidence. Here, I've given it to you. But Miss H, I don't think that's James Charles's eyeball or his makeup look. I'm pretty sure you're making that up or you're stealing it from something. Ah, my young pupil. But that is when citing the right sources come into play. I want a nice soft place to land. So for example, if I were to ask about why is the book titled Z for Zachariah, and I saw that someone had the perfect answer, that they knew exactly why. Cool, I'm glad you got the answer right. But then my next question is, how do you know this? Okay, tricky question. It's a double doozy, okay? And I see on a Google form that you type in this really long paragraph and, it's because of, the book that Anne reads when she's a little girl and blah, blah, blah. How do I not know that's copied from the interwebs? Well, here's how I know. I always make sure that I copy that answer if I feel suspicious that it's just too perfect, right? I always copy it just to make sure and paste it back into the ye old Googles. And if I see that exact answer on Google Forms, or excuse me, Google itself, a little suspicious, don't you think? That's why citing your evidence is important. So a lot of the times, a lot of my assignments for Zachariah were open-ended, or open book, if you'll say. That gave you guys the chance to open up the book and to look up your own answers, right? And so then you could tell me how you know the answers, right? So again, if I were to ask, oh, how do you know that, Z for Zachariah comes from the book that Anne read, let's say that one of you say, oh, well, on page, 97 of the book, it says there, and it states, in quotation marks, because we learned about quotations, that Anne read this book when she was a tiny girl, and A stood for Adam, who's the first man, and Z was the last one. And if he was the last in the alphabet, that must mean he's the last man on Earth. E-girls have that little cut right there, don't they? I think they do. I'm not actually going to shave my eyebrow. That would be really bad. No, ma'am. I like my eyebrows too much. I feel like this is going to fail real bad. I look like a rocker from Kiss. I don't even think you guys know who Kiss is. I'm pretty sure these are uneven, but I don't care. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, as long as you give me a quote from the book and like the page number it came from, I'm totally going to believe you and take your answer rather than fact check you. And not only does it save you time from Googling it, but also it saves me time from, getting on your case, which I'm sure you guys are tired of, for some black lipstick. With that being said, how do you cite evidence, you're asking? Or I hope you're asking. The way you normally cite evidence, you always put in parentheses after the sentence. So you write your sentence out, or your quote, okay? Parentheses, the author of the book, their last name, okay? So Robert O'Brien for the author of Z for Zachariah. You do O'Brien, comma, and then the page number. So like I've used before, 97. You then put the end parentheses. Here's the key though. Always make sure you put the period after both parentheses. And here's an example right here on how to do that. So next time Miss H asks you to cite your evidence, you know now what to put, right? You know now to put the page number, give me your explanation, rather than just Googling the answer. Because honestly, Googling the answer and not finding it for yourself is kind of lame. So let's see if I can get this hair and fit to be an e-girl. All right, well, here's your e-girl teacher. What up, fam? I feel very old. I'm not even that old. Okay, so she got her space buns. I think that's what they wear. Okay, the makeup, nice. I'm not gonna wear this probably ever. This was a lot of work, a lot of time. Got a pink turtleneck, Dragon Ball t-shirt, ripped jeans, I guess. I mean, I don't know, guys. I'm not an e-girl, but I am your English teacher. So with that being said, what we learned today, what is citing evidence, okay? Why do we need to cite evidence? How to cite evidence, and all that jazz. So with that being said, as we continue this week on citing evidence, I hope you learned a thing or two about when, why, and how to cite evidence for not just for today, but for the future assignments that we have in store for you. Okay? So have a wonderful week, or whatever's left of it. I'm not sure when I'm posting this, okay? Or weekend, okay? I love you guys, and bye.